And welcome back to another episode of Financially Forever After, a love and money podcast. We are your hosts, knowledgeable in some areas, not so knowledgeable in other areas, Lindsay and
Brett Schunkweiler. What an intro. Let's say, yeah.
I feel like financially, you know your stuff.
Well, I should.
Relationship and love-wise, we know some things.
Yeah.
Other things, we're just walking blindly through life.
Yeah, that's all right.
Just trying to stumble our way through everything we go through.
Gosh, how many years have we been together?
We've already talked about this in the past time. I think 20 years. 20 plus, because we're going on 17 years of marriage.
Hey, we're happily married, so it's, you know, we were doing something right.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Regardless if you want it or not, you're going to get it from us.
Yeah.
And it works for us, so maybe it'll work for you.
And, you know, this is just unfiltered relationship and love banter that we give you. Yeah. So take with it what you will. But I wanted to talk a little bit about us and just, you know, we've talked a little bit about how we've met. We've grown up together for the most part, but we've gone through some very big trials, some highs and lows, but also some embarrassing moments in our lives. And I had one embarrassing story that I just wanted to see if we were on the same lines of the embarrassing story, if you could figure out what I'm referring to when I say.
Is it like our most embarrassing story
together,
or just your most embarrassing?
It's together as a couple, our most embarrassing story.
Oh, okay.
All right. What would you think it is? And if it's different, it's going to be really funny because they're going to actually get two stories instead of one.
I mean, the one I would go with is I would say Christmas break, college. Mm-hmm. That's what I would say.
And what are you referring to, Mr. Schunkweiler?
Is that the one you have?
Yep.
Okay.
Good thing.
So Christmas break, college. Lindsay lived in the dorms. And were we between shifts?
Working? We were catering.
Catering
over Christmas break, so we were in between jobs.
Yeah, so we worked at the same catering company, and in between jobs, we had an extra hour or so, and we went to the parking lot, which it's Christmas time, so no one's there. No one's at the parking lot on the university, but we were, and we parked in like the back corner or whatnot, and we were just making out. Like, we were just making out.
Yeah, we had some time to kill. Why not?
Had some time to go. Why not make out, right? I'm good looking. You're good looking. Let's make out. Let's do it. So,
those teenage hormones.
Yeah. I wasn't a teenager. Was I a teenager?
Well, yeah, we were only freshmen. I was a freshman. You were sophomore.
I've been 19 or
so I would have been 18. You would have been 19.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Still teenagers.
Okay, if you say so. So anyway, we were making out, and then all of a sudden, we get a knock at the door. Not
at the door, at the window.
Oh, at the window. Yeah, knock at the window of our
Scared
vehicle.
Us.
Of our vehicle. What the heck is going on right now?
Yeah, because it's the empty parking lot.
So
it was daytime though.
Yeah, definitely daytime. It was between shifts. So, what does cop say? It was a cop.
It was a cop.
Spoiler, cop.
They didn't put lights on. I think they were just campus cop.
I think it was a
campus cop.
Cop of some capacity.
Yeah. So what happened?
So they told you to get out of the car.
They made us both get out of the car first.
Did they?
Yeah, because then they pulled us
separate. I thought one of us went back in and talked.
They did.
Okay, yeah, one was in, one was out, and they were talking to us.
Oh, yeah. They pulled me aside.
Yeah, they wanted to know if I was like
violating me
or raping you or something of that nature.
Which is a very valid, I mean, honestly, like the cop was doing their job, but scared the bejesus out of us. He's like, do you know this man? I'm like, yeah, he's kind of my boyfriend. I've known him for a little while now. I was like, okay, where are we going with this? Like, and he was just making sure like our stories aligned. And then did he ask you the same thing? Like, do you know this woman?
I'm like, straight up, she's violating me. She's like, yeah, cuff her. She deserves Okay,
maybe. I mean, probably I was. I was the aggressor.
That was probably her intent, but
he got in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably the most embarrassing thing because again, we were young. We were probably not even a year into our relationship, and we're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get arrested for making out in the parking lot.
So just to be clear, I didn't say she was violating me.
No.
Yeah, but
You
I was
wish
like,
I was violating you.
maybe. I've been mad about it. But
So yeah, that's probably one of our
Yeah.
top embarrassing
so then
moments.
afterwards, we were just immediately stopped. We're like, okay, well,
Yeah, mood killer.
That was a buzzkill.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
Okay, now what?
Yeah.
Well, we still have an hour. We're like,
Yeah.
all right, what do we do?
Probably
first?
went to some fast food joint and get some
Probably.
So that's pretty good. So our conversation today regarding relationships, I've been researching just some of the things that couples that have lasted. What are some key ingredients or steps or things that they've done in their relationships to last? Like what makes couples last? And I have my top 8, but I wanted to see if you could get any from the list before. And I found on MSN.com. This is all coming from that, about, just couples that have lasted. They've been questioned and to see what makes them tick, what makes them stick it out even when things get hard. So I wanted to find out if you could guess anything based on our relationship. Any of the top 8.
You don't think I
think you could get a few.
I'm going to go for over half.
Okay.
I think I can
You're competitive
get,
like that. That's fine.
absolutely.
Let's see. All right.
Win, so.
Go ahead, my friend.
Okay. 1 is consistently have date nights. That would say no. That would be 1. 2, you need.
Okay, but go back to that because I think it goes along with something.
I can't even get past 1. And
but you said date nights, but go on with that. Like what do you mean by date nights?
Have regularly scheduled date nights.
Okay. And what does a date pertain to? Do you have to go somewhere? Do you have to?
I mean, you don't, but ideally you're getting out of the house. Ideally you're doing something out of the normal routine. I mean, you can do a date from home. I mean, you might have, there's going to be times you have young kids.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, well, I have young kids and, they're sleeping. My 1-year-old is sleeping. Well, you can't really leave. Hey, let's go on a date.
Or getting a babysitter is expensive.
Yeah, you could get, I mean.
Babysitters can be pricey and maybe you can't afford to go pay a babysitter and go out. So,
yeah, I mean.
And maybe you have a socially awkward spouse like me and it's just like, I don't want to leave the house. I don't want to be around people.
True and true.
Yeah. Okay, good. Keep going.
Okay, so I would say that's number 1. Number 2, I would say go to bed. They were going to say go to bed together, go to sleep together roughly at the same time. 3, I would say if you're religious, pray together. Don't know if that's on there. 4, eat meals together, hopefully like at night. Maybe am I not getting any of these? Or am I getting some of them?
So far, not really.
Not really.
I kind of like where you're going with this because you're kind of basing it on our relationship too. So keep going.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of like doing things together. Now, obviously, I think, just from my perspective, I think you need to have things that you can do separate too. Like you don't have to do everything together. Everything I just mentioned obviously is, but you're like, hey, you know what? I like going to sporting events. That's not your jam. I mean, you like going tailgating.
Yeah, and I'll go to sporting events with you on occasion, but it's not my favorite thing. Just like concerts aren't your favorite thing.
Yeah, I'll go because you want to go. But, it's going to the other one's thing that they enjoy. What do we tell our kids? Don't yuck my yum.
Yeah, it's true.
So if we enjoy that, don't put it down.
Right.
Go do it with them.
Okay.
Be a part of that. Okay, so we have 8. How far am I? Do I have any of the other 8?
Well, you're halfway. You said 4 so far, so go with 4 more.
Oh gosh, I got to come up with 4 more. How about travel? Travel together. Maybe go on a trip. Plan a trip with somebody. So that would be 5. Oh, finances. How about figure out a way to not fight about finances or create a budget? There's got to be some.
I like where you're going with this.
There's got to be some money one in there. I'm obviously the money maker here.
You are.
So,
and I'm finance is important in a relationship for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, we got 2 more to go.
I think were you at 7?
6 or 7.
Is that okay? Keep going.
Something that I got to think of one more. I got nothing. I'll just say go to movies together. I don't have anything. So.
Well, you kind of got redundant with spending time together. Okay. So a couple of them kind of go in with what these top 8 are, but communicate effectively. We've talked about communication before in previous episodes. Obviously, you cannot keep things just bubbling up inside and it's just like you're just going to fester and fester and fester and just blow your top. So that ain't good.
What is that movie? Like
blow your freaking top.
No.
You're wound like a freaking top.
Yeah, you're around like a freaking top.
That's me all the time. I have anxiety.
That's what, from The Ugly Truth?
Yeah.
I think that's from
it
The
is.
Ugly Truth. I was thinking of, oh God, Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh.
You get, or no, it's The Notebook. You're doing the next, you give you a 10-second
Pain
rebound.
in the ass
next
thing.
pain in the ass thing because you got a 10-second
So,
rebound.
but that means I'm communicating effectively. I'm doing the next
Exactly.
pain in the ass thing. And you're my golden retriever. You just deal with it. Okay. Second one, respect each other and show it.
Yeah.
So that kind of, I mean, again, kind of plays into what you've said, but respect is huge in a relationship.
I think you got to know the other person's love language, right?
100%. We've talked about, love in different types of relationships, but love languages play into it. So if you don't know your love language, Google it. There's tests you can take to figure it out, because I think that's very important in a relationship. Number 3 is fun with each other. Have fun with each other. So that kind of goes with dating, going on trips.
It goes with making out in the back of a vehicle and getting pulled over by a cop.
Playfulness. Honestly, at the end of the day, I would say you and I are best friends, and that just goes along with it. It's it's good to have your friends outside of your relationship, but you're my confidant. And that kind of goes into something we were talking about last night about if you go out with the girls, if you go out with the guys, be very conscious of not talking negatively about each other, because that can spew into your relationship, even if you're trying to fit in with everybody that you're with, and you're like, oh well, my husband's doing this and she's no, that's different than asking for advice. If you're truly having things with your relationship and you're just needing advice or different opinions, I think that's different than just being a negative person about your spouse. So you got to be very conscious about that.
I remember it was actually a client event. It was a client Christmas party. And when I say client Christmas party, we put on Christmas parties through my work, through Junkweiler Financial. However, this client actually invited me to his Christmas party. And when we were there, one of the people that you knew through there, he's like, you know what? I got to brag on my wife a little bit. And then he actually was telling, because we were in conversation, and then he just bragged about his wife and how she was doing something really well, or, something that he loved about her. And I'm like, that is freaking awesome.
Yeah, that was nice.
That is so cool to hear. I mean, because a lot of times you hear about
the negative.
Yeah, the negative stuff. Oh, Joe's doing this or Linda's doing this. And you know what? Just brag on them a little bit. It's so nice to hear something positive. And then when you do that, it immediately stops that other person saying the negative things about that other person. Oh gosh, yeah, I kind of am being a Debbie Downer. I don't need to do that. Why don't I say some of the good things? Yeah. It's just who do you want to surround yourself with? You a bunch of negative stuff or a bunch of positive stuff and positive people? So
yeah, that's a very good point.
But I loved when he said that at that event.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Number 4 is patience towards one another. I think I struggle with that. Obviously, I have a short fuse. Yeah. I mean, this is not untrue. I have Irish blood.
Yeah, I was just trying to tell you something.
Laugh, and I just get so mad.
And I don't know. It's I remember Family Matters back in the day with Steve Urkel. Remember Stefan? It's 3, 2, 1.
1, 2, 3. What the heck is bothering me? Everything. I would say everything.
Except it would be 3. Blow up. Blow up.
I don't even get
there. You
there.
didn't get to 2. No.
Yeah.
No,
I have tried deep breathing. I think I'm getting better with age. But here's the thing. Getting middle aged, going through almost menopause, you got so much going on in your life, and just having understanding of your spouse too is we talked about a few episodes ago of having postpartum struggles. But I think guys do go through midlife stuff, but hormonally speaking, women go through the ringer. We're going through hormonal stuff, having kids. We're going through hormonal stuff when you're on your period. You're going through hormonal stuff when you're coming to the end of your period and you're going through menopause. There's so much chemical stuff going through your body. And it's just having a spouse that just understands that and understands this isn't her. I get it. At the end of the day, I know my spouse, this isn't her. I know who she is at her core, and understanding that is very important, I think. So, just getting to the root of I'm just going to give you a hug. Maybe you don't want a hug because I can be a cactus. I'm don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Maybe gently slide some chocolates under the door. I don't know, something of that nature.
But it was the other day you were just someone stole my chocolates. Who ate my chocolates? I know it was one of you. Who did it? Was it our youngest daughter? I think it might have been our youngest that did it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's
It
one of
didn't
them,
matter because someone stole those chocolates. It's like,
especially when you're looking forward to it.
oh,
Okay, number 5, show loyalty. So I think that goes back to the guy bragging on his spouse, but also, commitment wise, loyalty. You're not going to cheat. You're not going to mess
yeah.
around. And I think because I used to work in the corporate world. You used to work in the corporate world. I think you can have emotional affairs as well with people,
Emotional
not just
affairs.
physical. Like, you're, and rather than going to your spouse and having these conversations or, the deep down stuff, the conversations, you can be doing that with a coworker, which can be damaging to a relationship too. Because at the end of the day, I think your spouse should be your partner, your person that you're going to. So
I could see that. I've never really had to worry about that because I always want give me like the furthest, most back office, like leave me alone so I can get my stuff done.
Yeah.
Because I have so much to do. Like when we were coming home from the trip with your family a few weeks ago when we went to Colorado, which is like a 7+ hour drive there and back, which you thankfully, I'm blessed that you drove there and back so I could get work done. And I was very excited to get all that work done. But like we're coming back and here we are about 2 minutes from home. And I'm like, oh, I just need 20 more minutes to finish this up. I need 20 more minutes to finish this up because I was work. But I just love like, leave me alone, get to my own space. But there can be a problem with an emotional attachment that you might have to somebody else. So you definitely need to have your spouse be that person that hopefully is your confidant in regards to, issues that you might have or just things you want to discuss.
Absolutely. Number 6, be courteous to one another.
Oh, I have a feeling I'm not getting.
I think some of the things you said, though, kind of like I said, go hand in hand with one another, being courteous to one another, just showing respect. I think that's all kind of all in the same. Number 7 is appreciate each other and make it known. I think you do a really good job of that, especially at dinner time. You're like, I'm so thankful for this meal. Thank you for making this. And, a lot of times you get in these patterns of, you're so scheduled and you're with the kids, or maybe you don't have kids, but you're just working and doing this and this and this. And then you just don't remember to remind your spouse, like, hey, thank you. That was really awesome of you. So just reminding, because even just those little words can go a long way of just like, hey, I appreciate you. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you'll bring me meals or, what I really appreciate about you, Linz, is like, when we have kid events and I go right from work and then I come home, like you always have a hot meal ready.
Yeah, I try.
And like, even though when you're gone and you're like, hey, you're driving a child somewhere, like you take the time, you're like, I know my husband's coming home. He worked his butt off all day long and he's got kid events he's got to go to at night, but I have a meal ready. Like that just speaks volumes on like, oh my gosh, I appreciate that so much. So it's just the little things that you can do to let your spouse know that you love them and that you care. And that goes a very long way.
It's like you making me coffee on Saturdays.
Yeah.
I can brew it myself, but it's just nice to wake up and be like, oh, why are you already on my coffee ready? So it's so easy. It's just little things like that. But all right, number 8, love each other and show it. So show affection, be playful, grab my butt or slap my butt when I'm, I will pretend that I hate it, but let's be real, ladies, we like it secretly. So, show it. And I think that's important, especially if you have kids too, so that they can get an idea of like what a healthy relationship is. Again, they're going to be like, disgusting.
Yeah. Don't go
Stop
overboard.
kissing in front of me.
But
like I think it shows them that, hey, we love each other and and we tell them that all the time. It's like, would you rather us never want to be around each other, show affection? Like, no, you would want to see that. So there you go. Some top tips or things that have worked for people in healthy relationships.
There you go.
All right. So what do you got today for us for finance?
Okay, so today we're going to talk insurance. So I'm going to start off with some unique insurances, and then I'm going to quiz you because you love to be quizzed on financial type of insurance. So anyway, many celebrities have life insurance. However, there's also some that have insured specific body parts.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait. I probably am going to be really good at that.
Okay, so America Ferrera. I hope I'm saying that right.
That's right.
The Ugly Betty
Ugly
actress.
Betty. She's in the Barbie movie.
Yeah, she insured her smile
Oh, you're not going to quiz me on these?
Well, I can.
I wouldn't have known that one.
I'll quiz you on this.
Her smile, like her teeth, the way she smiles.
Well, because she became the face of Aquafresh.
Oh, the
so
teeth.
she insured her smile for $10 million.
Wow. So wait, so if anybody takes a picture of her teeth, they have to pay her?
I don't know I would assume like if her, like, she gets in a car accident and has something wrong with her teeth, or she gets some type of accident and something goes wrong with her face where she doesn't have that beautiful smile anymore, then the insurance company will pay out.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep, because she's the face of Aquafresh.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I'd assume it had to be, smile and teeth.
Okay.
So. Okay. All right. I'll quiz you on this one. Dolly Parton. What do you think she insured?
I think she insured her boobies.
You're right.
Those are priceless.
Not according to the insurance company. What do you think that those are insured for a piece?
$1 million.
$1 million. Only 300.
Oh, wow. I would
Yeah.
have thought more.
Only 300.
Gosh, Dolly, come on.
Yeah.
Those things definitely deserve at least 500,000.
Okay. Heidi Klum. What did she insure?
Trying to think what she's known for. Maybe her legs.
Yes, she did. So her legs for $2.2 million while promoting bronze shavers.
My gosh.
Okay.
Okay.
Keith Richards.
Don't quiz me on that. I have no idea who that is.
The Rolling Stones.
Oh, Rolling Stones.
Stones guitarist.
His hands.
I'll give it to you. His right middle finger.
Okay.
For $1.7 million.
That makes sense. He's a guitarist.
Okay.
Why just his middle finger?
Because he's a guitarist. I don't know.
But
I don't know why you don't do his other hand.
Yeah,
why don't you do your whole hand?
You need more than just your middle finger.
I don't know.
You don't strum in your as I'm flipping everyone off, but that's not how you play the guitar.
Okay, Daniel Craig. What do you think he insured?
Oh, Daniel Craig.
You know who he is, right?
Yeah, Bond.
Yes, Bond.
Oh
James
gosh,
Bond.
maybe his voice.
Actually, his body. He says
his body is pretty banging.
How could you insure
like his entire body?
Yeah, it said insure his body. So
if he gets damaged, he gets a payout.
Like, I wonder if he just got like.
If he got fat, does he get a payout?
That's what I was just thinking right now.
But then he kind of puts it on.
That's
himself.
on him.
Yeah,
I think it would have
him.
to be like, hey, I got in an accident. I hurt my arm or my leg or whatever. I couldn't be James Bond. But,
right.
But it was while he was filming Quantum of Solace.
Okay.
So I think that's one of the Bond movies.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't see that one, but yes. Okay. So anyway, that's different types of kind of some weird, unique insurances on different celebrities. However, let's talk life insurance.
Okay.
So life insurance is a pretty normal thing. Somebody passes away. There's a death benefit that gets passed on to the beneficiaries, and that death benefit is all tax-free. So a lot of celebrities actually have some life insurance. When Kobe Bryant died, do you have any idea how much life insurance Kobe Bryant had on himself?
Well, he had, how many girls did he have? 1, 2. He had the one that passed away, unfortunately, with him. His wife, I think he had 2 other daughters, maybe. I don't know, maybe 20 million.
600.
Wow.
Kobe Bryant had $600 million in life insurance. So
that's amazing.
Yep.
For his family.
Yep. Bill Gates bought a $201 million life insurance policy. And then how about Robin Williams when he passed away? How much do you think that he had?
See, okay, here's the sad thing. Because unfortunately he committed suicide. Does he still get his life insurance payout?
That is a great question. So on life insurance companies, it depends on the insurance company, but typically suicide will not pay out if it happens within the first 1 or 2 years. After 1 or 2 years, it'll actually pay out. Now, I'm not condoning people go commit suicide after 1 or 2 years by any means. Live a very long, healthy life. But as long as the policy's been enforced a year or two, they don't really care.
Okay.
Yep. So
Robin Williams, I would say maybe 10 million.
100.
Wow.
100 million.
Okay.
And it just wasn't one policy. Multiple policies collectively amassing $100 million of death benefit.
Okay.
So on life insurance, there's so many different types, so many different kinds, and you can get it for different reasons. But I'm just going to quiz you on one of the policies, one of the types of policies, I should say. So if I was going to say, Lindsay, I just got a term insurance policy, a term life insurance policy on you, what do you think that means?
You're always putting me under the hot seat here. Term life insurance policy.
Term life insurance
So
policy.
term, I would think, is like a certain amount of time, like maybe a term of like 10 years. It'll last you for 10 years.
Could be.
Is that right?
That it could be right. Yeah, I mean, you can absolutely get a 10-year term insurance policy.
Okay.
So there's what you call annual renewable term. You typically don't want to get that. That's just a 1-year time frame. Then it goes up the next year, up the next year, up the next year. So most people don't get that. But 10 years is one of the most commonly used terms for a life
I was
insurance policy. Yep.
right.
So you can get a 10-year, 15, 20, 30-year term policy. Those are the most common ones. And what it means is let's just say you need to get a $1 million life insurance policy for a 10-year term. So you pay the exact same amount of premium every single month or every single year for that time frame. So for that 10-year time frame, you'll pay that exact same amount. And people don't, if somebody passed away, no one ever asks, oh, was that a permanent policy or is that a term policy? No, you just want to make sure that you have coverage. And I'm not saying term is the way to go. Just so you know, everybody's circumstance is different, but you want to make sure that you have some type of coverage for most people if you're married or if you have a loved one that you need to leave some money behind for to help them live on or continue on. So, for instance, kids, right? If something happened to me, I would want to make sure that you and the kids are taken care of. So, I do have permanent policies to do that. But, if we wanted a term, we could absolutely have a term. But, regardless if these people, Bill Gates and Kobe Bryant and whatnot, and Robin Williams had a term or permanent, that's irrelevant. They had the insurance. It's there. I'm almost positive all of those are permanent policies for them. But you just want to make sure you and your family is actually taken care of by having some type of life insurance policy.
So the big question is, do you have to be a celebrity to insure your body parts? Can I insure my butt? Can I insure my calf muscle? Like, I don't know. Like,
I don't think there's any reason to do that unless you make money off of it for somehow. So if you're like, hey.
So if you have an OnlyFans account.
Oh my gosh. You just showed me this last week for the first time, what that even is.
Mm-hmm.
Like some girls dressing scantily for the most part, taking pictures.
It can be anything. It could be your feet. People have weird fetishes. So, hey, we don't judge here. This is a non-judgment.
Maybe a
little bit in our brains, but all right. Well, that's great information on the finance side. Again, if you have questions that you want us to address on future episodes, feel free to drop us those questions to our website. And what is our website, Brett?
Financially 4, don't forget the 4, the numeral 4, financially4everafter.com. And we also have some other ways to contact us. And what is that, Linz?
We have Instagram, we have Facebook. You can drop us a line on those areas. And you can download us on Spotify and also on Apple.
And YouTube.
Yeah. If you want to see these beautiful mugs,
booyah,
that is where you can find us. So thanks again for joining us on Financially Forever After, a Love and Money podcast. We'll see you soon.